What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today in Modern Warfare as well as Warzone, we got quite a large update, and I just mean large in the terms of file sizes, because there weren't too many changes in the game. There were some minor updates to Warzone here, but not 4 gigabytes worth of changes, which is roughly how large this update was. But also with this, we did get Snoop Dogg as an operator, just wanted to throw that in there. This is now available in Vanguard as well as Warzone. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today is it looks like with this update, data miners have discovered that there is apparently not going to be a Season 6 for Vanguard and Warzone this year. And that would be quite out of the ordinary because the past 2 years of COD, which have followed the same sort of general structure, they have had 6 seasons. So going into Vanguard, we fully expected to see 6 seasons. However, over the past couple months, there's been a lot of rumors floating around that Season 6 would be cancelled. And this does seem to line up with the fact that our seasons have been getting longer, at least a little bit longer on average with Vanguard so far. The launch of Season 2 was delayed a little bit, which stretched out Season 1 to a 10-week season, and that's the same length that we're seeing for Season 2, a total of 10 weeks. Whereas when we compare that to Cold War as well as Modern Warfare, some of their seasons did last for a total of 10 weeks, but several of the seasons were also only 8 weeks long. There was some variation there. I think that was just due to delays with some of the seasons where they were initially planned for 8 weeks, but then we saw a slight delay to them. In either case, on average so far, the season length has been longer with Call of Duty Vanguard. And like I said, this has led to rumors that Season 6 was going to be cancelled. Apparently, according to data miners with this most recent update, they've found plenty of files from Seasons 1 through 5, but literally nothing that indicates there will be a Season 6. And I should also mention that this aligns with rumors that have suggested that Modern Warfare 2022 is going to be releasing a bit earlier than normal for Call of Duty, likely at some point in October, which with the current timeline, that's right around the time where Season 5 would be ending. So let's talk about that a little bit. Something we have seen over the past few years has been a lot of crossover when it comes to progression as well as seasons. There's been a little bit of overlap every time a new Call of Duty launches. Additionally, we've always had Warzone to sort of bind that all together, so just as an example here, when Vanguard first launched, we were still in the middle of Season 6 for Black Ops Cold War and Warzone at the time, so we had that overlap and that sort of transition period, and that doesn't appear like it'll be the case this time around. We're going to get a clean break where Season 5 ends and Modern Warfare 2022 launches, with no overlap or integration whatsoever. And this is especially interesting when we're looking at what's going to happen to Warzone, because as we know, the next iteration of Warzone is coming at some point alongside Modern Warfare 2022, and therefore, at least based on what we know now, it kind of seems like they'll be practically dropping content support for Warzone once Modern Warfare 2022 launches. We're not going to have that seamless continuation where we've always got a season to be working toward in Warzone and constantly getting content throughout those seasons. And instead, Season 5 of Vanguard may be the last big content update that we see for this iteration of Warzone. And honestly, if this is the case, I actually am pretty excited about that. And this is for a couple reasons. First up, this allows them to try out a totally different progression system. Since there would be no cross progression, no overlap when it comes to the games or anything, we'll be essentially starting a brand new era of COD from scratch, and that allows them to completely rework how they're handling things, rather than being forced to just follow suit with what they've been doing for the past 3 years. Additionally, with no overlap in seasons, and potentially even cutting off any sort of content support for Warzone at that point, I feel like this would bring all of the focus within the Call of Duty scene toward Modern Warfare 2022, and more specifically, its multiplayer experiences. And that's something I feel Call of Duty has been missing since the launch of Warzone. Even when a new COD launches, when Cold War launched, or when Vanguard launched, a ton of people in the community just treated that as a place to go to level up your guns in preparation for their integration into Warzone. And I don't feel like those games got enough time in the spotlight, enough time to really shine with full focus from the developers and full focus from the community on that experience. Instead, you get about a month or maybe 2 of hype for that game while people level up their guns and grind through that. And then once they're done with that, they just disappear in Warzone, and many of them are never to be seen again on the multiplayer side of things. And as somebody that loves the COD multiplayer franchise, it's been really disappointing to see that shift in focus over to Warzone as soon as the integration happens. Not just on the community side, but also apparently on the developer side. It seems like they have a lot less incentive to improve multiplayer when a huge portion of their player base left for Warzone. So this is one of my big hopes with them apparently having that clean break after Season 5. I'm hoping multiplayer gets a ton of time in the spotlight and a lot of attention from the developers and the community. Then ideally, what I would like to see with Warzone 2, or whatever they're going to be calling it, the next iteration of Warzone as they've described it, I'm hoping they follow a fairly similar release schedule to what we saw with the original launch of Warzone. For those that don't remember, Warzone launched on March 10th, which was about 4.5 months after the release of Modern Warfare 2019. And I really like that idea, giving multiplayer a solid 4 months where all of the focus and attention is just poured into that game and that experience. Then, when things start to get stale with that game, this is when you drop Warzone 2, and I think that would just be the perfect time that would bring so much hype for Warzone 2, because that hype won't be competing with the hype for Modern Warfare 2 and its experience. Now, we've definitely started to get into the realm of just pure speculation and hopes and a wish list on my end at that point. We obviously don't know exactly how they're going to be handling that release schedule. I just personally think that would be best, and that's what I would love to see when it comes to that. However, this is where I want to circle back and talk about one more thing relating to the fact that it looks like we're only seeing 5 seasons for Vanguard. And this is, if we are just seeing 5 seasons, it's likely those seasons are going to be quite stretched out, like we've been seeing with Season 1 and 2. Instead of getting a nice 2-month turnover where the season's just 8 weeks long, it looks like all seasons going forward are likely to be 10 weeks or maybe even longer. And I don't know about you guys, but so far with Vanguard, it's really felt like these seasons have been stretching on so much longer than they need to be. And there have been some pretty big droughts of nothing going on in the game. And especially from a content creator's perspective, this is not a great experience. And I don't think I've ever struggled this hard to come up with relevant video topics that people are interested in for the current Call of Duty game. And with apparently only 3 more seasons to go between now and sometime in October, I feel like it's going to be a very slow year leading up to the next Call of Duty game. So really excited to see what we have in store for this next era of Call of Duty. But as for the end of this current era, I've got to say I'm just barely hanging in there, and I can't wait for this to end. Now, of course, all of this is just my thoughts on this situation. I do want to be clear that it isn't officially confirmed at this point that there is no Season 6 for Vanguard. It's just that we keep seeing more and more evidence for this piling up over time. And this is where I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What do you think about Vanguard potentially only having 5 seasons instead of 6? And what is your hope for the release schedule of the next iteration of Warzone? Do you agree with me? Do you think it would be best to launch that sometime like spring of next year, maybe March or somewhere around that time, to really give multiplayer some time to shine? Or would you much rather see what we've been seeing over the past couple years, where the new Warzone experience will be launching at some point in December or January? Just let me know all of those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.